Congress, when it passed the Secure 2.0 Act in 2022, made some changes as to how money inside a 529 plan can be treated. I'm Jessica Lanning. I'm an independent certified financial planner, and I just thought I would bring up a couple of very key points about those changes in the Secure 2.0 Act as it relates to 529 money. Just to catch everybody up, a 529 plan is money that was put into an account designated as 529 that allows that money to grow, and then money can be accessed for a higher education expense and not have to pay any taxes on the growth of that money. And so there's families that have lots of money inside these 529 plans, and when kids are getting ready to go off to college, we actually need to now make some conscious decisions about how that money should be spent. Maybe money should come from other places. One of the things that we talk about in the course of that conversation is, okay, well, if we don't spend the money on college, what do we do with it? And one of the things the Secure 2.0 Act did is it said, well, you can convert some of this money into a Roth IRA for that child. There are some really important points that I want to make sure people are paying attention to, because I think some people jump the gun on whether or not they can actually do this. The first thing is that the money has to have been sitting there for 15 years. So if you've put money in the early years, it's probably that money that's going to come out, but the account has to have been open for 15 years. The second thing is that that money has to have been in that particular beneficiary's name, and it's usually your student. And so if you've changed the beneficiary on that account, you likely have restarted that 15-year clock. So you need to be mindful about that. And this last piece is that you can only withdraw the money that has been in there older than 5 years. So if you loaded up a bunch of money into these accounts in the later years, you might actually not be able to convert that money into a Roth. So I just want you to be mindful of those three things. Number one, the money's got to be there for 15 years. It has to have been in that beneficiary's name, and you most likely can only take out that money that was put in prior to the last 5 years. So those are the things that we know are true. There are a couple of items that I think are still kind of up in the air. And one is, can you fund a Roth IRA for a beneficiary if they don't have earned income, or if they have earned income less than the contribution limit for that year? And I think that's a little up in the air still, but I think for now you need to plan on there has to be enough earned income of that beneficiary, that child, in order for you to do that Roth conversion. That's what I'm telling my clients. And the other piece of this is that we don't really know what the states are going to do about this particular provision in the Secure 2.0 Act. This is a law that applies on a federal level for your federal income tax return, but not necessarily for your state income tax return. So for instance, in California, if you use 529 money for K-12 expenses, the rules around what gets taxed or not is very different than what happens on the federal level. So we just need to be mindful of those things. Be sure to be talking to your tax professional, talk to your financial planning professional before you start turning 529 money into Roth IRA money, because I don't want you to end up on the wrong side of the tax code. I'm Jessica Lanning. Lanning does planning.